What we are talking about today has to do with why progression is more important than perfection. I have been gone for a while. The reason that's been is improving my business as well as personal development. And I think that as I'm learning to learn from the best, like learn from people that have been successful, whether that's in your career, in your life, in your goal setting, no matter what it is, like you see people that you're like, I want that. I kind of want to be like that person, or I want my life to look that way. And we don't want to necessarily want someone else's life, but we're like, we should probably pick up some of those habits. It might help us become better, be better, live the life that we want to live. And so that's kind of what I've been doing, is I've been doing a lot of personal development. I have been into personal development for right at a year now, and it's completely changed my life. And there's a lot of ways to seek personal development. You need a thin body, dude. I'm sure you're beautiful, handsome, gorgeous, whatever. But I will tell you, if you think you need a thin body, I can help you get fit. It's all about fit and being healthy. Don't think about the size and the shape and the weight. So, you're welcome. So, I lost my train of thought because I had to give you that compliment and some empowerment there. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, personal development. So personal development can look like seeking out advice from someone that's a step ahead of you. It can be listening to podcasts. It can be investing in yourself and in your life through academies, through online courses. That's totally my jam. I'm obsessed with online learning. And it's really just finding something out there in the world that can help you become a better version of you, and in a way that is good for you to learn. So podcasts or like online video, if you're really good with like taking notes and seeing visuals, like those kind of things are awesome. So personal development is my jam, and I want to help you realize like it needs to be your jam too, and why it's so significant. For me, my recent personal development journey has been related to finding a balanced life. If you know me at all, you know that I kind of focus on three things. I focus on kind of like motivation, lifestyle things, and I focus on exercise, and I focus on nutrition. All those three things together are going to bring you success. They're going to allow you to be the best version of you. Living that balanced life with those three things, and I'm telling you, it is these three things. If there is something that I learned when I decided to get my life together, it's that you have this balance between these three areas and you will thrive. But having a balance in these three areas does not happen overnight. The person you are right now, whether you're satisfied with who you are or you're unhappy, it didn't happen overnight. It happened with long-term and extended period of time of choices you've made. And that's where we're like, we wouldn't be perfect. But we have to realize, like, we have to appreciate the journey and realize that it's all about progression. That's what's so important. And you have to keep reminding yourself, like, this new you that you want to be. So if you want to be more than your diagnosis, be more than this label you put on yourself or your doctor put on you, you have to realize that you have to appreciate the journey. And if you have this thought process of like negative thinking or being a failure, you have to take it day by day to see improvements. I am a perfectionist, and progression, as you may know, it takes time. I have been learning about creating habits in the past, 4 or 5 months. And let me tell you, creating habits is no joke. I've learned about like how significant habits are to allow me to start seeing this progress to reach my end goal. I don't think we understand how significant habits are and how, again, they take time, but how they trigger actions that you desire. If there's a first step you can do after realizing like it's all about the journey, it's all about the progress, you got to start creating habits in your life that create the environment and help trigger the action that you desire to improve your life. If you really want to make progression from where you are right now, right this minute, you've got to take baselines. You got to figure out what areas in your life are out of balance. Because we all have something out of balance. No matter if you're like thriving in your business or you're thriving in your health. So say like you have diabetes like me and your diabetes is in check. You're like, yo, I got this, I'm on point. There's something else missing. Maybe you're spending all this time in the kitchen preparing food and you're missing opportunities with your family, or you're saying no to your friends because you're like, oh my gosh, I can't eat out, I can't do this, I can't do that. And that's not a balanced life. So you got to find some baselines so you know where you're starting. I want you to think about where you stand in some areas of your life. So with your health, so like where you stand with nutrition, where you stand with exercise, and where you stand if you have a diagnosis like diabetes or obesity, or something that you know if you change something in your life, it'll be improved and you'll feel better. Focusing on where you're at with health, focusing on where you're at with relationships, so family, spouse, friends, anything, any person that is near and dear to your heart, figuring out where you stand with that. And then figuring out where you are overall, how you feel about your overall happiness. We're not all happy all the time. Life happens, but think about overall, like each and every day. What makes you happy and what doesn't? And then like on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being like, ugh, this is terrible. 10 being like, my life is awesome. I'm the happiest being on the face of this planet. Figure out where you lie on that spectrum. Now, this is where the big progression happens, so you get to the life you want. You got to focus on one area at a time. This is where I failed in the past. And this is where, again, I took time off so I can serve you better, because my life changes didn't happen overnight and they're still a work in progress. And it takes time because you do one thing at a time. If you're like, oh, my health status was a 3, my relationships were a 5, and my happiness is a 2, take the lowest scoring one and start working on it. But just one. And what you'll notice is they do end up being kind of like intertwined and related, but you've got to start with one, because if you try and increase all of them at once, you're going to feel like a failure. And then you're not going to have that life balance you're looking for. And most likely, if you're placing any labels in your life, or if you have a label that your doctor gave you, it's not going to be good and it's going to be enhanced. And that ain't fun. No, none of us want that. So if you're a better you than you were yesterday, you're off to being the best version of you and living your dream balanced life. Just think about yesterday. So when you're in this rut and you're like trying to make this progress and you're like stuck and you're frustrated, think about how you were yesterday. Is your attitude better? Is your treatment for your health better? If you have diabetes like myself, are you taking your medications on time? Are you checking your blood sugar more? If the answer is yes, hey, you're off to a pretty good start. Remind yourself that you're well on your way. It's slow, but you're well on your way to the best version of you possible. What up? Thanks for hanging around. This video was brought to you by my free Life Balance Workbook and my free 3-part video series. If you're ready to live beyond your label, to take your life to the next level, I'd really encourage you to click on the link in the description below, or the link right here, and I'll see you there. You're awesome.